All right, so welcome back to the Paytience VIP tutorials. Today we're going to be showing you a simple strategy with the momentum oscillator. Now, what I recommend you do with the oscillator is to use it in Confluence with the Paytience kit. Okay, but we're going to show you how powerful the oscillator is on its own. Now, the oscillator has this mode, which is the filled mode. So these oscillating waves are filled with color. Right, and we're introducing a setting soon where you can actually change the color of this if you want it to match your chart, but we love the Paytience colors, brand colors on the chart. Here is the mode without the fill. So each one of these is it is the same, it's displaying the same thing, but it's just a different way of looking at it visually. I will say this mode is more psychologically powerful because you don't have these huge filled areas where you can think the trend is stronger than it really is. Now let's take a look at something here. Let's get out of the replay mode here and let's just look at how the oscillator works. So basically right here you can see that momentum started brewing in the upwards direction. Now what we're looking for is momentum to peak out. We want it to peak out. Now, for example, right here on the oscillator, you could have thought that the momentum was peaking out, but it continued to go. And this is why you wait for confirmation on your idea. So for example, let's look at the oscillator in this scenario, right? When we've got a small little breakout actually happening here. This is what your oscillator is looking like, right? It's reaching that 100. So this is ranked on a scale of 100. See up here, it says 100. Right on the side, you'll see it when you hover your mouse. And then the 0 line in the middle is the key line. That's where your trend is actually going to change. These opaque, like these more transparent waves, show the strength of the momentum, okay? And the velocity and how fast it's going to go down. So we saw a giant momentum wave touching the 0 line. Right? I'm talking about the transparent one right here. But we're also seeing the same thing happen on the big momentum. So let's keep it moving. This is what you would have seen, right? So you would have been sitting here and being like, okay, that has to come down. This is where you would like to enter your trade. However, you could have entered up here if you thought that this was going to come down, and that's where you want to use the confluence, right? That's where we're also seeing the lineup of us coming back into our Paytience kit bands right there. So let's say that you enter your trade, you get a decent entry right. Let's actually say you missed it by 5 minutes, right? So there's your entry. So let's say you got in like right there. So just based off the oscillator, you're entering. And you know that this momentum is most likely going to continue to the downside. You're watching this wave as well to see how big the transparent wave and see how big the move is going to be. And look at that. We're getting a big move. So you know that this is going to be a big move. And now it's kind of trickling off right there. But we're continuing strong downwards momentum. And then we're into the next wave. And you can see right here, we actually experienced a wave to the upside. And you could have thought that this was powerful and supposed to be a powerful move back up. But guess what? You had to be looking at these opaque waves because that's going to dictate how big that move actually is, right? So this was a small, tiny little jump, which is these 3 candles to the upside, okay? And then you can just see how this plays out. And keep in mind, like, see bigger transparent waves, that means a bigger move to the downside, and we did get that right there. So that's a basic strategy with the Paytience Momentum Oscillator. Make sure you're using it in confluence with your other trades. This was on the 5-minute chart. This also works amazing on the higher time frames as well. We can kind of see some other moves that have happened here. Keep in mind, like the transparent wave is the key. If it touches 0, that's going to be a big move to the downside there. So thank you for watching, and we'll get some more of these tutorials out for you.